Green light, connection, looking good. Is that working? I better make sure that's unplugged. Alright, so hello everyone, this is Robert from Windy Corner TV, and today we're doing a live stream of F1 2009 on the Nintendo Wii, which is actually the very first F1 game published by Codemasters, but not developed by them. This was actually outsourced to Sumo Digital, which you probably know for their work on Outrun 2006, Coast to Coast, and the Sonic racing games. They also did Little Big Planet 3, Snake Pass. They've done quite a few games. So yeah, it's kind of fascinating that the very first F1 game was actually released for the Wii and the PSP, but I think this was done sort of out of necessity, I think, because... So when Codemasters snagged the F1 license in early 2009, they announced F1 2009 for the Wii and the PSP, and F1 2010 for the PS3 and 360 and PC. So I assume the reason this existed was because they knew the F1 game for the HD consoles was going to take some time, so in order to fill in the production slot, they made an F1 game for less powerful machines, i.e. the Wii and the PSP. So we'll go with advanced difficulty. I'm good, but not that good, so who should we play as? So there's Lewis Hamilton. I mean, he's like Tom Holland. He's immortal. He looks young forever. Fernando Alonso. Mark Webber. Yeah, let's go with Mark Webber. I'm an Aussie. Mark Webber's an Aussie. Australian pride. Let's have a look at the car preview so we can look at that Red Bull racing car. I don't really like the taste of Red Bull. It tastes disgusting. Well, looks like I'm never going to get sponsored by Red Bull. Alright, let's go. Mark Webber. Standings, number 11. Next session. Okay, I'm going to go straight to the race because I'm not going to bog down this stream with the practice sessions and the qualification. We're just going to go straight for the race. Straight for the apex. Jump straight to the climax. And loading. Oh man, I'm starting to get spoiled by the SSD we have in the Xbox Series X and the PS5. And there's Albert Park in Melbourne. I'm actually going to Melbourne in October for PAX, so if anyone's going to PAX, let's meet up. Let's go get some chicken at Nando's. Let's grab a sneaky Nando's with the lads. Cheeky Nando's with the lads. Alright, let's do this. Oh! We got a penalty already. That didn't last very long. I keep playing these games like Gran Turismo. I think Gran Turismo, despite all its hype as a simulation race, it just has kind of taught us bad habits in order. There you go, another penalty flag. So I'm already being a careless driver. The AI in this game isn't particularly great. The cars kind of just sort of wander around like headless chickens. Yeah. So trying to drive diligently is quite a challenge in this game. But we'll make do. Oh, that's a nice little graphical effect in the background. You could probably see that there's those jumbo screens that show like replay, like alternate camera angles of the F1 cars. That's pretty neat. I do like the camera flashes from the grandstand. I mean, even though this game is the graphics are very lo-fi, like there's some little cool, neat visual flourishes. Obviously, there's only so much you could do with the Wii. This game does go for 60 frames per second, but as you can see, there's some frame rate drops. It does not hold the 60 FPS line at all. Now, we're coming up to the straight. Let's use the KERS, which is like turbo boost. You just press the shoulder buttons. It's like a little turbo button. Although, not every team had KERS in the actual 2009 season. Only a select number of teams did. So I'm just trying to concentrate. Yeah, one day it would be really cool to attend the Formula 1 race in Melbourne and Albert Park. That'd be really cool. One day I'm very keen to do that. I did attend the V8 Supercars in Townsville back in 2010. I knew a guy who worked for a company that booked out a corporate booth, and he didn't want to go for some reason. So I was like, "Hey, Robert, do you want a free ticket to the V8 Supercars and sit in the corporate booth?" I'm just like, "Yeah, hell yeah! I'll take that. Yes, please." And yeah, it was a lot of fun, you know. I still remember them promoting the game Blur. Like, there was actually ads for Blur on these like jumbo screens during the event. If anybody remembers remembers Blur, you know the Mario Kart like game made by Bizarre Creations, the Project Gotham racing team. Oops, sorry, I overshot that corner a bit. So let's rely on the old KERS to boost me. I'm not gonna let Sebastian Vettel beat me. Vettel. Is it Sebastian Vettel? I can't pronounce his name. I'm pulling blanks. Yeah, the controls are very funky in this game. The cars are very drift heavy. It certainly definitely handles like a sumo digital game. That for much is true. Oh, a little bit of a frame rate drop there. It is kind of fascinating how this game actually does go for 60 FPS because the F1 games on the PS3 and 360 were capped at 30 FPS, although it might have been wise to cap this game at 30 FPS, or at least offer a 30 FPS cap to make this more consistent. Although the F1 games on the PS2 were pretty smooth, and they went for the power enforced 50 FPS, and they were quite smooth if I remember correctly. I also remember, I can't remember which F1 game was on the PS2. Was it F1 2003 actually had the rear view? What, am I got to go to get a penalty? Ah. Yeah, I got to serve a penalty, I guess. I know, am I supposed to serve a penalty? So I haven't got any audio on. Before the end of the race, the stewards impose a 25 seconds. Alright, so penalty right off the bat. So last place. Well, we got a mountain climb. At least Red Bull is number 2. So, yeah, that's embarrassing. Caption 8K, Robert losing big time. Alright. Not a good start. I know that was on home turf. Alright, going to Malaysia. Kuala Lumpur. Now, the good news is if the Wii Remote dies out, I've got a spare couple of batteries, so always have rechargeables handy. I am actually using a Wii controller, specifically the classic controller. You can use the motion controls and the Wii wheel attachment, although it's probably not very accurate. Ooh, goody rain. The Joy of Gaming is going to love this game. Oh man, I love the Joy of Gaming. I don't know if any of you guys have seen this YouTuber called The Joy of Gaming, and I love how he has videos with like 10 million views, and the secret, they're just like raw gameplay, but the secret to the success is that he does gameplay footage of games with, you know, rain effects, you know, overcast, you know, which hides a lot of the imperfections in the graphical makeup. And you can just sort of like, almost if you squint and you're watching the video on a smartphone, you can be sort of convinced that it is real life, you know. And he's got a video of Ride 4 with like 10 million views. I do think the success of his channel and its videos kind of speaks the volumes of like how niche high-end gaming is. Like most people probably will never ever play a PS5 or a Series X. And when they see footage of Ride 4, their tiny mind, it blows their tiny mind. Like, oh my god, next generation is here. But I don't think this game's going to blow people's minds. Although, it is kind of cool, like, they've gone for a slight trance, like, sort of like a sort of wet look on the surface. You can slightly see the surface being reflected. Yeah, I got another penalty. Oh well, almost in second place, so let's just... Oops. This one's when I'm not concentrating on the game. Alright, let's try and do better this time. Now, I did that intentionally. I intentionally drove off the edge of the course because I was winning and I just wanted to make the game harder for me. Yeah, that's the ticket. I love... Alright. Yeah, there's some cool effects, like you have like the little particle effects coming from the tail of the car to simulate the idea that they're driving through dense water. Yeah, one thing I've noticed about this game is that the slipstream is really OP in this game. Like, if you can get behind someone's slipstream, the car's like acceleration like just quadruples. Now, I was recently playing, I've been playing through F1 2011 on the Vita, which was also developed by Sumo Digital, and the physics and the behavior of the cars are quite similar. I do get the impression that Sumo just kind of like cut and paste the physics and handling of F1 2009 for that game. So yeah, F1 2011 on the Vita and the 3DS is kind of like F1 2009, but with the 2011 season. Just snuck in there. Probably not driving very diligently. I don't care. The AI is terrible. It gives me free license to cheat. Let's hope this time the steward doesn't give me a penalty. Oh, where's he gone? Oh. Yeah, the AI, as I described earlier, it's like a bunch of headless chooks. They just do whatever they feel like. There's no rhyme or reason to what they do. They just do what they feel like. Yeah, I'll just go around that corner. So I'm just going to make vroom vroom noises the whole time. So the control scheme I'm actually using, so the game actually does have two control schemes with the classic controller. I recommend the second control scheme because you can map the acceleration and braking to the right stick. So it's kind of feels like a driving game on the PS1 or PS2. It kind of shocks me how many... I know I keep saying this in a lot of my live streams, but it shocks me how very few people remember that control scheme for driving games on the PS1 and PS2 where you would assign the acceleration, the braking to the right stick. Like, that was very common back in those days, and people don't seem to remember it. Although it's kind of necessary for the Switch, because the Switch doesn't have analog triggers now. So ideally, you want to map the acceleration, the braking to the right stick, and many driving games on the Switch allow you to do that. I know Grid Auto Sport allows you to do that. Also allows you to use the GameCube controller, and you get like nice acceleration for the braking and acceleration. There we go, number 3. Boom, 3rd place. All right, cool. And we're climbing up the podium, up to number 4 on the Drivers' Championship. And Red Bull, woo! Number 1 on the Constructors' Championship. Oh, unlocked. Ooh. Alright, where we're stopping next. I want to say, yep, we're going to Shanghai, China. Cool. Alright, let's go. And now we wait for it to load. Ah, look at those graphics. Mwah. Look at that fidelity. Who needs a PS5 when you got these graphics? But there are some really nice visual flourishes, like I do like the waving flags in the background. That's pretty cool. Like you got people in the grandstand waving their flags. Yeah, one thing I do like about the Shanghai track is kind of like this. The very first couple of corners is this really cool, long, snaking road, which is really cool. It's always a lot of fun. Alright, I think I've got the feel for the game now. The first 2 races were just practice run, just a practice run. Alright, let's employ the KERS. Oh no, probably overdid it. Alright. That's what you get for biting off more than you can chew. Alright, let's go. Nice long straight. Nice unleash the KERS. It's gonna have like a snake inflection at the end. Give the phrase a bit more oomph. Whoop, yellow flag. Can't overtake anyone. They better not serve me a penalty. Because this game loves to hand out penalties. Hello Lloyd. Yep, I like how retro this stream is. Hey. Retro is my forte. Honestly, I prefer to stream retro games because, well, I'm more familiar with them. I mean, I played this game back in the day, although I played the PSP version. That's what I picked up, so I think it's more enjoyable to watch someone playing a game they're familiar with as opposed to stumbling through a game they're just playing blind for the very first time. At least that's what I think. Look, I can see the merit in some games being played blind, like horror games. I know a lot of people like to look back fondly at that live streamer who did a live stream of, was it PT? And just her like shocked expression in the end because it turns out the entire game was just a teaser for Silent Hills, which, well, that ultimately never came out, but you know, people really like that, like just the joy on her face, like, oh my god, it was Silent Hill the whole time? Yeah, it's kind of fun. It was kind of funny to think about that when you look back at PT when it came out. There was kind of like this brief period, you know, for a couple of hours when it came out that nobody knew it was a teaser for a new Silent Hill reboot. So people obviously eventually were peeling away at the game. And eventually we all figured out, hey, this is a teaser for a Silent Hill game. That sadly never came out. Admittedly, funny enough, I've never actually played PT. I think because at the time when the demo came out, I had terrible internet, so I really couldn't download it, so I never got on the PT bandwagon. But, you know, people do stand by it as one of the best horror games ever made, and, you know, I'm pretty confident in their opinions of my friends who brag about it. Maybe one day I'll get a chance to play PT, and I can see what all the fuss is about. Alright, let's try and go for number 1. Just zoom right past him. Elios. Elios, amigo. And let's take on Jensen Button. If I remember correctly, he was the one who actually won the F1 2009 championship. Alright, let's go. Full speed, 7th gear, all the way. Let's go. Let's rev the nuts out of this engine. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's try and get into a slipstream. Let's sneak into it. Come on. Whoop. Yeah, I was trying to overtake him, but that didn't work. That strategy didn't work. Oh well, 2nd place is good enough. That aggression didn't work in the end. Ah, so close. Trying to overtake him, but that didn't work. Hey, at least Red Bull's still going strong. Alright, water break. Next session. And we're heading off to Bahrain. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Bahrain. Oh, F1 2011. Well, Lloyd, I got a treat for you. Ta-da! Oh, it's F1 2011. Isn't that beautiful? Alright. Alright. Oh. Oh, that didn't go well. Man, you just can't avoid getting a penalty on the very first corner because the cars just kind of like... Yeah, they kind of just all bump into each other like the Three Stooges. Oh man, the AI is just not very good in this game. It's not great at all. The AI definitely got better in the later games. Yeah, F1 2011 is great. Like, I mean, I think the big addition with F1 2011 was the co-op campaign they added. Like co-op career mode in F1 games is amazing. I recently managed to rope my friend Super Jump Reviews into doing co-op for F1 2021 since he had a copy, I had a copy, and I was like, hey dude, we should play that online. It's a lot of fun. Now, this doesn't have, I don't think this has a co-op career mode, but it does have split screen, which is pretty cool. So, that's cool. That's 2-player split screen. The PSP version, I think, has 4-player ad hoc, but none of these games had online multiplayer. You had to wait until F1 2010 came out before you got online multiplayer. What, do I have to serve a penalty already? You're joking, right? Ah, oh, God. Really? I have to serve a penalty. Bollocks. What a complete con. uh, you know, I might as well just restart the race. There you go. That's one way you can just sidestep it. Bloody stewards get in the way. It's not my fault the cars are driven by complete nitwits. Just they're like ants at a picnic. Like just all like, yeah, look at this. Like, look at how erratic they are. Like, you know, they're like ants at a picnic. All right, this time I managed to not smash into them. Not my fault. They're all complete nitwits. The steward's just getting angry at me. Why don't these, you know, AI drivers, you know, drive a little bit more diligently? Should get out of my way. Maybe we should have turned up penalties. They could just driven the game like a played this game like a maniac. Like, no rules. Like, rules are meant to be broken. They were made to be broken. And, I mean, it's just a video game. Does it really matter? Alright, no penalty this time. I hate the steward. The steward is a terrible man. The steward is responsible for the extinction of the dinosaurs. That's all I'm gonna say. I hate his blood. I hate his guts. Yeah, I got a lot of catching up to do to catch up with these blokes. But I got the power of Red Bull on my side. Yeah, I don't like the taste of Red Bull. It's terrible. Last time I had a Red Bull, I felt like my heart was going to explode. Like it was racing so fast. I felt like a guy who just exclusively eats Big Macs. My heart just felt terrible. Yeah, maybe it's an autism thing. Maybe because I have autism and having way too much caffeine really overstimulates my body way too much. I feel like my brain is full of bees when I have too much caffeine. Okay. Maybe for the next live stream, we should stream the PSP version of this game, which is actually has content parity with the Wii version. Like, there's nothing cut from the Wii version. So I'm always kind of curious which version did they build first. Was this built primarily for the Wii, then downported to the PSP, or the PSP then up converted to the Wii? Like, I'd love to know that. I've actually been trying to find anyone actually connected to the development of this game. Haven't had much luck, so if anyone worked on this game, I would love to hear your story behind the your time spent developing this game, because it's kind of an interesting curiosity in the Codemasters F1 legacy, because I think it's become a bit of... It's sort of like the forgotten game, because as I mentioned earlier, this game feels like it was a product, it was born out of necessity. Like Codemasters had the F1 license, they quickly wanted return on investment because they knew their first F1 game was going to take a bit of time. Like, you know, F1 2010 wasn't going to be ready, well, until 2010. And speaking of F1 2010, here we go. F1 2010. It's like a show and tell, except for way better. Oh no, Red Bull is slipping. Oh, the shame. Alright, next race. We're going to Spain, Barcelona. Alright, time for water break. I need to get one of those things. One of those things, you know, that you can get at hospitals where, you know, they, you know, drip feed you fluids. I need one of those. I didn't get a medicine degree. I studied IT. I shouldn't have to know terminology like that. Alright. 0 chance of rain. Let's go. Alright. Let's try avoid smashing into the opponents because they just get in the bloody way. Whoa, whoa, that was good. That was actually... Oh, I'm quite impressed with myself. That's some epic driving. That was a gamer moment right there. Alright, let's go for number 1 this time. If you're not in first, you're in last. I'm gonna be honest with you. Talladega Nights is actually a pretty funny film. I actually did enjoy it. I'm usually not a big fan of Will Ferrell. I think Will Ferrell's a cool dude, but I feel like it's just I'm not big into the movies he's typically in. Maybe it's just the scripts that he's stuck with. Maybe he's just one of those actors who just gets, you know, mediocre scripts, like, you know. But I did enjoy Talladega Nights. I think it was a pretty funny film. So, yep. I mean, that's all I got to say about it. I mean, although, funny enough, if I remember correctly, the launch PS3s in Japan, I mean in USA, launch PS3s in the USA came with a free Blu-ray copy of Talladega Nights, which, man, Sony, what a movie to pick to show off the power of Blu-ray and HD movies. I mean, the film has some good cinematography with the NASCAR, so I mean, there's that, but yeah, not the film I would pick, but I guess Casino Royale. I mean, Casino Royale would have been a good pick, but obviously that was still in cinemas at the time. Would take until next year until that came on Blu-ray. Now, funny enough, the very first Blu-ray I ever picked up was Quantum of Solace in early 2009. It took me a while to actually start buying Blu-rays, and yeah, I was immediately sold on Blu-ray technology. But yeah. We'd love to meet someone whose very first Blu-ray was actually Talladega Nights, you know. It's a good film, but probably not a film I feel like shows off the power of HD. Although Talladega Nights would be a better a showpiece for the PS3 than, let's say, Genji, the giant enemy crab. And interesting enough, there was an F1 title for the launch of the PS3, at least in Europe and Australia, good old F1 Championship Edition. I mean, I love that game because you can tell Studio Liverpool was like really overly excited about the power of the PS3, and that game is just packed with like special effects up the butt. Like the game has cube maps all over the place. It has motion blur up the butt. Yeah, like, and God rays galore. Like, I really recommend people pick up F1 Championship Edition. It's so cheap these days just to see just how much Studio Liverpool just abused effects in that game. And I can definitely see why people were a bit disappointed with F1 2009, because coming from F1 Championship Edition on the PS3, which was a very impressive looking game, although I'd say it was a bit over the top with the special effects, like, you know, they could have reeled it in a bit. I feel like the first F1 game that looked really good on HD consoles was 2011. 2010 looked good, but it had that annoying filter just like Grid 1, so it kind of didn't really look aesthetically pleasing. Man, games back in those days had this weird obsession with filters. You know, games like Most Wanted and Deus Ex, Human Revolution had to have the P filter, where everything looks like it's made out of P. Forgive my French. Oh yeah, we're number one. See, I told you guys I would go straight for number one. I'm a fortune teller. Let's hope the steward doesn't dish out a penalty. I hate that guy so much. I hate him. I hope the steward... Oh, don't tell me that counts as cutting corners. Is it just invalid lap? Oh yeah, first. Okay. Oh, phew. Ooh. Alright. Just an invalid lap. Okay. Yes! Woo! Number one. Yeah, we're climbing up the ranks, baby. I wanna see myself at number one. Poor Mark Webber. He never ended up winning the Drivers' Championship in real life, but get noticed. I mean, I'd like to feel like I'm always being noticed. Man, I'm just getting his achievements left, right, and center. Obviously, the Wii didn't have achievements or trophy. There was a couple of Wii games that did this, where they had like built-in achievements. I remember Resident Evil Dark Side Chronicles had achievements. So, where are we going next? Monte Carlo! Ooh, Monte Carlo, a Formula 1 staple. Yeah, I should have combed my hair. I'm just going for the bedhead look. See, I'm a bad boy who doesn't play by the rules. That's why I've got the bed hair. I can't be bothered to comb. That's for... I can't be bothered to comb my hair. That's for squares. All the girls love a bad boy. Not really. Alright, let's go. I'm so excited. Oh, I can't stop turning the steering wheel. Man, Monte Carlo, man, this is going to be vicious, man. Monte Carlo does not have many opportunities to overtake the opponent, so yeah. So thankfully I've climbed up several positions already, so but yeah, Monte Carlo is a tough track because not a lot of opportunities to overtake the opposition, so... Ooh, but it's a track I'm very familiar with, thanks to Gran Turismo. This track was in Gran Turismo 3 and 4. Was in 5 and 6? I can't remember. I'm pulling blanks here. It was in Gran Turismo on the PSP, that's for true. Because, I mean, Gran Turismo on the PSP just reused assets from Gran Turismo 4. Alright, let's go, 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 go. I don't want to get any penalties from the steward. I feel like the steward's like my principal, and he's going to put me in the naughty corner. I'm just gonna have nightmares tonight about the steward just dishing out penalties. I'm gonna hear that voice. You've been given a penalty for unsportsmanlike behavior. Now I gotta do it like with a more British accent. You've been given a penalty for unsportsmanlike behavior. No, I can't do it. I can't do like that middle-aged British accent. So I'm just gonna give up. Alright, let's go for number one. Let's do this. I'm just driving. Yeah, I'm driving like this is Gran Turismo, just like doing the, yeah, just bumping into the walls. They're like bumper cars because there's no damage. There is damage in this game. Although it's not as good as the damage in F106 on the PS2, which they were very proud of, because if anyone remembers the introduction for F106, it basically has a montage of the game, montage of the cars crashing into each other, and wheels and suspension flying all over the place. All right, let's go. Let's win the race in Monte Carlo. Good old Monaco. A country that shares a similar... Is it me? Actually, now that I think about it, doesn't the Monaco flag look identical to the Indonesian flag? How does that not cause confusion? Is there any... Oh, come on. Penalty my butt. Come on. I mean... Come on. This guy is sponsored by Virgin. What's it gonna do? Like throw, Virgin Cola in my face? Does anyone remember Virgin Cola? Alright, let's go. Let's try and overtake good old Jensen Button. Yeah! Woo! There we go. Number 1 is in sight. The top of the podium shall be mine. I can almost taste it. Ooh. Okay, just calm down, Robert. You're in your 30s. You gotta act like an adult. Nah, screw that. I'm gonna keep rocking forever. No penalty! Woo! Yeah! Number 1! Yes! Number 1! I gotta do like the I gotta do like the Wojak pose. You gotta be like... Alright, next session we're going to Turkey. Now, I used to actually live with a guy from Pakistan, and he's been to many cities around the world, and he always said Istanbul was his favorite city in the entire world. I would love to visit Istanbul one day. Sounds like a really good city. Alright, let's go. Alright, now, I'm going to put a link to my Patreon in the description, so you can visit my Patreon at adblockplus.org, and I'll need some money to afford a comb, so I can get rid of the bed hair look in my next live stream. So, send me $5 there, and I can finally afford a comb. Sorry, I couldn't resist. But yeah, I should buy a comb actually. I should do that tonight. I should buy a comb. I need a new comb. The bed hair look, it's funny at first, but then it just becomes depressing. Alright. Alright, doing good so far. No penalties. Whoa! Alright, let's go. KERS all the way. I probably braked a little bit too early in that corner, but that's okay. We can make a comeback. Got nice, long, high-speed corners there. Try and make up some ground. Bit of a sharp corner. Alright, let's do this. I want number one. I want to be number one. How's that for you? Short and sweet? It's gonna be a long, hard road. But who knows? It could be dangerous. It could totally suck. Why am I quoting No More Heroes? I don't know. I don't know. See, that's a great thing about live streaming. You just talk complete bollocks over a video game. And who wouldn't want to do that? Like... So... I can see why so many people want this as a career choice. I mean, there's only two career paths these days. Live streamer and OnlyFans model. I'm not planning to start an OnlyFans account, but I don't know. I mean, it worked for Markiplier. Although, Markiplier is a Giga Chad. See, Markiplier would be an 11 out of 10. I'm probably like an 8 or 9 out of 10. So, I could do it. Alright. Alright, we're gonna go straight for number one. Get out of the way, Panasonic. Panasonic sucks. They made the 3DO. Nah, the 3DO is awesome. I love the 3DO. Like, you know, 3DO is awesome. Got Road Rash, you got Need for Speed, got Killing Time, Crash and Burn. Oh, I should do a live stream of Crash and Burn. That's an awesome game on the 3DO. And it was programmed by Mark Cerny, which is so crazy to think that Mark Cerny kind of had more humble beginnings back then, because obviously nowadays he's a god amongst men. I mean, I do think he's the guy who's single-handedly saved PlayStation when you think about that. Like, he was the lead architect for the PS4, and I think the PS4 was exactly what developers wanted, like a nice, simple machine that was developer-friendly. And Mark Cerny just did a great job of explaining the architecture for the system and the development environment. And I think that's what Sony really needed after the... They need someone like Mark Cerny who was a bit more down-to-earth and more humble compared to the original vision of the PS3, you know, when Sony was being very arrogant or hyping up the PS3 as the greatest thing ever, like the PS3 will literally cure cancer. I mean that was an option. Like, you could use the power of the PS3 to help with was it protein research? I can't remember. Like, I remember it was something you could do with the PS3 to help find a cure for cancer. I remember doing some sort of supercomputer calculations. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's been a long time. Goody 40th, fourth. Yeah, God, my brain is all over the place. Oh no, we're slipping. Jensen Button? No. I mean, Jensen did win the F1 2009 Drivers' Championship in the real world. But now, my man, Mark Webber, my fellow Aussie, he's going to take the podium. Alright, we're going to good old Silverstone in Great Britain. See, almost about to scratch my ear. I mean, it's the scariest thing about live streaming is everything you do is under a microscope. And as someone with autism, oh man, I'm dying inside. I'm going to be brutally honest. I'm dying inside. But I do, as an autistic person, I kind of feel like just throwing yourself in the deep end is just probably the best way sometimes just to get better at socializing and communication. Even though I'm just dying inside right now. Like, you know, I feel extremely nervous. I feel like I'm standing in front of a massive crowd in my underwear, and nobody else is wearing underwear. I can't picture everyone else in underwear, and I'm just dying inside. But you know, I'm going to keep pushing myself. I'm going to keep pushing myself to improve my communication, my speaking ability, my presentation skills. I'm going to be number one, and you can't stop me. Yeah, some pretty cool actually, I just noticed there's an attempt at a detailed shadow map, even though it's a bit aliased. But, you know, an attempt was made, so that's pretty cool. Although the textures on the cars look really bad. Like, look how blurry they look, you know. God, that's blurry. It's like looking at an Osama bin Laden video. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, the detail is really poor. Look at that. Look at the front of the car. Like, you can barely make out the Red Bull logo. It's so blurry. Like, it's like a Google Maps image that's failed to load. Alright. Keis all the way! Oh no. Alright. Come on. Gotta prove to people that blue makes cars go faster, not the color red. I've gotta overtake the Ferrari. Yes, let's go! Out of the way. Oh, come on! That wasn't... Ah. Who cares? Hamilton drives a car sponsored by Vodafone. And Vodafone is one of the worst, you know, telecommunications company on the planet. Can I get sued for that? Because I once had a Vodafone contract and it was terrible. Like, reception was horrible and customer service was terrible. That's what I'm going to say. Alright, let's go. Alright. Get out of the way. Oh, come on! Really? You want to get out of the way, like... Maybe I should turn up penalties. See, this is what I get for trying to play the game on advanced. I should have played on beginner. I mean, there's no shame in playing the game on easy. No shame. As long as you beat the game, that's all I care about. And number one, there we go. I am the pro. I am the greatest. I am the king of F1 2009. I will crush you all in the F1 2009 Esports Championship. Oh man, I want to see that because, you know F1 has this big esports push now with the F1 video games. Wouldn't it be cool to see this? An F1 2009 tournament. It does have split screen, so it is doable. So that would be kind of cool. Or you could get the PSP version because there's 4-player ad hoc. That would be cool. Get 4 PSPs rounded up. People duking it out to be the best F1 2009 driver there ever was. That's what I want to see. Alright, let's hope the steward doesn't dish out a penalty. No penalty, no penalty, no penalty, no penalty. Yes, number one. Are we back to number one? Oh, we are so back, baby. Yeah, number one. Number one. Drivers and Constructors Championship. I love that. Mwah. Ooh, look at that trophy. Oh well, if the batteries die on my Wii remote, I've got the backups here. Alright, next race. We're going to Germany. Going into the Nurburgring. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Alright, let's go. Zero chance of rain. Just like Los Angeles. Alright, let's see. Obviously, Nurburgring starts with very tight U-turns, so we've got to make sure we don't smash into anyone. Or else the steward will turn into a grizzly bear and bite my head off. Oops. God, man, damn it. That was a bad move. Rookie error. Right. Gotta try and catch up now. Try and stick to the road. Stay on the road. Stay on target. No, you don't. Not gonna let the B team overtake me. Red Bull's B team is not gonna overtake me. So Mark Webber, baby. I share my surname with a popular barbecue brand. I mean, I think it's part of the Australian citizen test to own a Weber barbecue. No, I didn't tackle that corner very well. Yeah, not the most precise controls, I'll say that much. So hopefully in the future we can do live streams of other F1 games, like F1 2010 would be next on the list. We could just go back and just do F1 Championship Edition, the 06 season. That'd be kind of cool, just because to show off like just how much, you know, Studio Liverpool just abused the hell out of special effects in that game. Like special effects up the wazoo in that game. Yeah, I always keep screwing up that corner for some reason. That corner really is the one that gets me. And something about that corner really is like my Achilles heel, like I just kind of... Yeah, it's just too much oversteer for that corner. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to settle for 6. I don't think I'm gonna claim a podium for this race. Yeah, you can really see how the cars kind of just drift in this game. Yeah, 6. We're going to have to settle on 6 for this one. Oh, well. We'll hit him hard in the next race. Oh, still number 1. Alright, just by 1 point. Just by a smidge. Alright, going to Hungary. Is that Hungary? I don't know. I'm a stupid, ignorant Australian. I don't understand any language that isn't English. If people don't speak English, I start flipping lawn furniture. I'm just joking. You know. But yeah. Yeah, I really don't know anything about Hungary. I don't really know anything about them. Yeah, I think that's one country I should actually do some research on. So it's like that. One country that exists, but nobody ever talks about. I'm probably sure they have a really rich and interesting culture and history. So, you know what? I should do some digging. Hungary? It's a based country. You guys are based. You guys are like that, you know when you watch like a good ninja flick and there's like that one mysterious ninja guy who then shows up at the last minute to kick butt? That's Hungary. And Hungary has good racing tracks. This is actually a lot of fun. Like nice high speed corners. Alright, let's employ the K-E-E-R-S. No, K-E-R-S. There we go. Keep adding an extra E. Oh, come on! Nah, come on, screw you. That doesn't count. That was not unsportsmanlike behavior. I think it's the AI that should be more sportsmanlike. Oh, come on. How was that cheating? Invalid time, come on. Alright. Ooh, that's a fun chicane. Yeah, Hungary. Yeah, they're a based country. Got some pretty sweet tracks. See you later, Vettel. Was it Vettel? I don't know. I can't remember how to pronounce it. I'm pulling blanks here. I'm just calling him Vet. There you go, Vet. My man, Vet. No, 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 I didn't mean to do it. No, there we go. There we go, corrected it. Wasn't trying to cut corners. Wasn't trying to cut corners. No, 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 no. It was an accident. It was a sincere accident. And across the finishing line. Woo! Number one. And the car is like stuttering. I love that. Yes, number one. Number one is mine. Oh, that's a cool looking trophy. Like a steering wheel. Do the real world trophies for the Hungarian Grand Prix look like that? Because that's pretty based. Alright. Alright, see you later, Hungary. Alright, next stop is Spain again. 2 races in Spain. And the Spanish love their Formula 1. Loading, loading, loading. Yeah, so I think for the next live stream we should do some... How about F1 Championship Edition on the PS3? Oh, this game is quite brutal. Does look great. Alright, we've got some rain. Oh man, the joy of gaming is going to love this race. Oh, look at those wet surfaces. This is next gen, baby. The game isn't truly next gen unless there's wet road surfaces. If a game on the PS5 or Series X doesn't have wet road surfaces, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about it. I'm just going to completely ignore it. Oh, come on. That was complete bollocks. Something wrong with the live stream? Uh-oh. Buffering issues. Oh, God. Please stand by. We're experiencing technical issues. I need like that animation from, you know, The Simpsons, you know, when TV broadcast has been cut, like, you know, it shows like the bird flying into a telegraph pole, or the dog pulling the plug, or, you know, that, oh yeah, the drunk cameraman. I need something like that. I need something like that. That should appear when my live streams crash. I need that. So, please bear with the buffering for now. Why is that still red? Alright, who's sucking up my internet usage? I'm gonna blame my next door neighbor. He's jealous of me becoming a potential streaming rock star who will make millions of dollars and live in a mansion. And have, not one, but 12 Bugatti Veyrons. Yep, brake too late for that corner. Alright, let's try and... Oh, come on! How's that unsportsmanlike? You go in the way. Should make way for me. I am God's gift to this planet. They should make way for me. Oh wait, I can't. I really can't see the cars now, man. All those particle effects. Ah, 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 ah. And I love how the particles don't kick in until you much. Oh, come on. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to serve a penalty at the end. Oh, ooh, there's a bit of rain kicking in. Got some rain droplets, nice. Although it's not over the top as some of the other F1 games, like, you know, the recent F1 2023, where you like, your visor just gets smothered in, you know, rain droplets, like rain just pouring down the screen. Oh no, damn it. Yeah, we've got the red and yellow flag indicating unsafe conditions. It's getting slippery. It's pretty cool there is an attempt at like dynamic weather in this game, like the rain becomes more intense. Like that's actually pretty cool. There's an attempt to do that. Like, you know, there's only so much you can do with the Wii. Yellow flag, yellow flag, yellow flag, yellow flag. Somehow I feel like I'm going to get a big penalty for this at the end. The steward's going to make me serve a penalty at the end. Well, ironically. Oh, no, green flag. Alright, cool. Yeah, braking becomes reduced with the rain, unsurprisingly. Yeah, I'm really screwing up. The joys of doing live streaming. Your terrible gamer skills broadcast the entire planet. Yep, I have to admit I'm a fake gamer. I just pretend to like gaming because I think it makes me look cool. Somehow I didn't get a penalty, that's interesting. Oh, no, I got a penalty at the end. Damn, the bloody stewards get in the way. I think we need new stewards. Well, I'm still number one, even though I got 0 points in that round. And Red Bull's still number one. Yeah, I think we should sack the stewards and get some new ones. I said sack them. Alright, next session. Going to Belgium. Oh, good old Spa. Now, this is a track I'm very familiar with. So, I'm going to kick butt here. Alright. If I don't get number one this race, I'm going to delete this channel. Okay, that's probably a bit of an extreme bet. Alright. Oh, that's a neat effect, actually. Look at that, like how the red lights on the blinking red lights on the back of the cars actually reflect on the ground. That's pretty cool, actually. I do think little effects like that really do stand out more on the Wii, because you just don't have the highest expectations for games on the Wii. Not to say there weren't some pretty visually impressive games on the Wii, like, I think, oh, come on. Yeah, there's some pretty visually impressive games on the Wii, like, Metroid Prime 3 is very impressive, it ran at 60 frames per second. And I know people are going to get angry at me, I'm probably going to get a ton of angry emails for saying this, but I do think Metroid Alvarem is a good looking game. That also ran at 60 frames per second. Very good looking game. And very high production values too. Had all these pre-rendered video cutscenes, video files for the cutscenes. Very high production values for Wii game. What's some very impressive, visually impressive Wii games? Trying to think for a minute. Yeah, like Metroid Prime 3, I think that's my go-to because it was 60 frames per second, had really nice visuals, art direction. The Conduit 2, that was a very impressive looking Wii game. That was a very light Wii game, although it didn't run very smoothly, but had bump mats galore. And that was a very impressive Wii game. You know, High Voltage did some pretty cool stuff. Like, it's not a studio that's very well known or renowned. I mean, they have such classics as White Man Can't Jump, the game on Atari Jaguar. That's classic. But no, the Conduit games from High Voltage were very impressive games for the Wii's hardware, I think. Yeah, now Xenoblade Chronicles, that was an impressive game on the... Oh, come on. Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles, that was very impressive when you think about, like, the sense of scale and the scope of the game. The sense of scale and scope that Monolith was able to pull off on the Wii was pretty impressive. Because you have to remember, the Wii used a PowerPC CPU from 2001. And when you look at it that way, it's quite impressive what developers could do with the Wii. And, you know, games like, yeah, like Metroid Prime 3, Xenoblade Chronicles. Very impressive stuff on the Wii, I think, you know. And it is actually quite impressive, like, how many games on the Wii run at 60 frames per second. Mario Kart Wii was 60 frames per second. Metroid Prime 3 was 60 frames per second. This is 60 frames per second, although there is pockets of slowdown, so it's not... There you go, it just slowed down right now, so... you know, despite this, the lo-fi look of this game, I do think the art direction's a bit bad. Like, it has this weird cartoony style, which I think doesn't really work. I feel like this game was kind of trying to be like a cartoony arcade racer at one point, and then they quickly changed their mind and went for a more sim-like game. Because I think that's the problem with F1 2009. The aesthetics and the handling just... It doesn't seem to be able to make up its mind whether it wants to be an arcade racer or a sim racer. And I feel like it kind of hurts it. Because, you know, the cars are very drift heavy. So it very much feels like a game developed by Sumo. But you still have to brake at the right time and turn the car at the right time. You have to follow very strict driving lines to get the best times. And of course, there's penalties. Oh boy, the steward loves to hand out penalties in this game. And the funny thing is, we would eventually get an arcade-style F1 game from Codemasters, F1 Race Stars, which is actually a very good game. I really like that game a lot. I think that's underrated. I feel like that was the game that Codemasters should have made for the 2009 season on the Wii. And I feel like that could have been a potential big hit, you know, because once everyone was bored of Mario Kart Wii, I think F1 Race Stars would have been a big hit on the Wii. Now, of course, F1 Race Stars was released on the Wii U as a digital-only game, although it did get a physical release in Japan. I think the game was a bit too late at that point to really capture the Nintendo fandom. So I do feel like if F1 2009 was F1 Race Stars, I think it would have done pretty well. I think Nintendo fans would have warmed up to it because they would have been bored of Mario Kart and looking for the next thing. Because I think F1 Race Stars just launched... I think on the Wii U, it just launched around the same time as Mario Kart 8, which was just bad timing. So, yeah, I think nobody cared at that point. Oh, no, when did it launch, actually? That's a good question. When did it launch? When did F1 Race Stars launch on the Wii U? Go look that up. It's, was it 2013 or 2014? I can't remember. Yeah, I'm going to have to look that up, actually. Anyway, it doesn't matter now because the Wii U eShop has been shuttered and you can't buy F1 Race Stars anymore unless you want to import the very rare, very expensive Japanese physical release, which is region locked. And straight to number one. See, I don't have to delete my channel now. As promised, I'm number one. Alright, still in the lead. Okay, next session. We're going to Monza in Italy. Good old Monza. Yeah, no, not many races can compete with Monza when it comes to, like, the average speed. Like, long straights, fast corners. It's going to be awesome. And it's going to really test my reflexes. So, special thanks to the 13 people who showed up. I love you. Mwah. I'll see you guys at next week's live stream. Might grab some popcorn, rent some bad movies. It's gonna be fun. We'll have a proper slumber party. Alright. Let's do this. Oh, come on. Wow, that did not go down well. My car just took off like a rocket. Yeah, that first corner is dangerous, son. Yeah, the AI is just really dumb. As mentioned earlier, oh, come on. I'm just getting too many penalties. Another one. Alright, we'll just start it. We'll start the race again. Damn it. Bloody. Yeah. Alright. Let's try again. Take two, everyone. Alright, we'll have to be a bit more diligent this time. Avoids. Oh, come on. He smashed into me. Well, why doesn't the steward dish out a penalty to him? And the steward has his favorites. See, I feel like I'm in one of those, like, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I feel like I'm one of those, like, you know, high school sitcoms. I'm, like, part of the, middle-class family, and there's, like, the rich kids who get preferential treatment from the teacher and principal. And that's what the steward is. The steward's giving preferential treatment to, the other races. The steward hates my guts. He cursed the day I was born. But I will show him. I will show him I'm the greatest Pokemon master, I mean best F1 driver that there ever was. Alright, gonna ride the slipstream, which is real. The slipstreams are extremely OP in this game because it just like quadruples your acceleration. Oh, no, 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 no. I fell off the track. Okay, cool. No, 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 no. How could this happen? Alright, let's go. Get out of the way, Vodafone. Gotta really concentrate now. Come on, overtake. Gotta overtake him. Yes. Alright, KERS, let's go! Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. I attacked those corners perfectly. Mwah! Chef's kiss. And number one will be mine. I can taste it. I can almost taste it. Tastes like a beautiful pork belly. Let's Go, 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 go. Yes, and number one is mine. All mine, of course. Monza has this really tight corner that can catch newcomers off guard. Yeah, very deceptive. You have like these long high-speed corners, long straights, and then the come across that chicane. We have to really slow down. It's a beginner's trap. Alright. Yep. First place is all mine. I'm going to lay claim to number one. And here we go. Mine, all mine. Thank you. Thank you. I would like to thank the director, the fantastic video editors, and the catering company as well for this incredible result.
That's 10 well-deserved championship points you've earned today.
Alright, cool. Alright. On to the next race. Water break. How many races have we got left? So... oh, we only got 4 more races left. So let's go to Singapore in Singapore. Alright, let's go. Well, more specifically, I think this is the Marina Bay, if I remember correctly. That's where the Singaporean Grand Prix is hosted. Ah, beautiful. Just gonna strain up my turtleneck. People love the turtlenecks. It's the... actually, this does look really nice. I do like the Ferris wheel in this location, like how it glows. Nice bloom effect there. Yeah, I definitely need to check out the PSP version again. So the PSP version was the version I played back in the day. I played on my PSP Go. I played in 2010. It wasn't special. I did enjoy it for what it was. Although I'd say F106 is probably the better F1 game on the PSP. Like, the PSP version of F106 was very impressive because it was identical to the PS2 version, just minus the multiplayer. And that's pretty ironic because Sony spent a lot of time hyping up F106. Oh yeah, PS2 and PSP players are going to be able to play together, and the PSP version flat out doesn't have any online multiplayer, period. It doesn't even have local ad hoc. So that was one advantage for F109 on the PSP, was it had local ad hoc multiplayer. But F106 was really good because it was handled by Studio Liverpool themselves, and they did a cracking good job of replicating the PS2 version on the small handheld. We got the slingshot there. That's a satisfying chicane. I've been taking advantage of the KERS. And then we whiz past the Thunderdome, I think it is. I don't know. I'm an Australian. I can't get beyond Thunderdome. That was terrible. I'm basically I like to pretend I'm your drunk uncle at the wedding, just constantly cracking bad jokes. It just makes everyone roll their eyeballs. Alright, let's go. Just gonna breathe in and out. Nice and relaxed. Yeah, there's some nice use of bloom in this level. As basic as it might be. Yeah, you gotta exploit the Wii's functionality. I mean, exploit the Wii's hardware as best as you can. Oh, no crash, yes! No penalties, whew, alright. Let's drive past the Thunderdome. I'm sure there's an actual technical name for that thing, but I'm just gonna call it the Thunderdome. Because I'm Australian, I love Mad Max. And Beyond Thunderdome is an underrated film that everyone needs to stop hating. Yeah, it's the weakest of the quad trilogy, but you know, what are you gonna do? I mean, it's a lot better than all those Mad Max ripoffs we got in the 80s. Ew, those low budget ones that went straight to VHS. I think that's the thing that makes me sad about the modern day format wars, which has become streaming services. So we have, you know, Paramount, HBO, Netflix, Amazon, and Disney all duking out for supremacy. You know, they're constantly trying to produce as much content as they can to win this war. But, you know, it's all high budget stuff. You know, would it be cool if we went back to the old days, you know, when people were trying to cash in on VHS, the VHS craze, and they were just pumping out complete garbage like these B-grade, low-budget films. I want to see that again, like these low-budget Mad Max ripoffs. That's what Amazon and Disney and Netflix should pepper their catalogs with, is low-budget Mad Max ripoffs filmed in a quarry. That's one quick way they can bolster their catalogs. Just give us some, like, you know, just get some dudes dressed up in some raggedy clothes they picked up from an op shop for like $2 a pop. Get them to run around with machine guns and old Ford Falcons in a quarry, and boom, you got yourself a quick and dirty masterpiece in B-grade cinema. Perfect. Perfect. See, I have solved the streaming wars like that. That's the solution. So yeah, so Amazon, Netflix, hire me. I'll be your producer, and we'll produce nothing but terrible Mad Max ripoffs filmed in a quarry. We can make 1,000 of those in 1 year. And still number one, even though we came third. Yeah, you got bronze. Nice. I'll take it. Could probably flip it at my local ops shop and yeah, flip it for like $200. Alright, we're going to Suzuka, awesome. That's a track I'm very familiar with because it's been in like 1,000 video games. Oh, you know what the best Mad Max ripoff is? Battle Truck. That is such an awesome film. It was made in New Zealand. I love it. I love the fact that Kiwis had to make their own Mad Max ripoff, and it's awesome. And when I say awesome, I mean that ironically. It's really bad. But so bad it's good. That's why I don't like the phrase guilty pleasure. I hate that phrase. Like, come on. Be strong, be confident. Don't feel guilty that you enjoy bad cinema. Like, I think that term is cowardice. It's weak. If you enjoy something, just own it. Yeah, I don't know why I have a fascination with B grade cinema. Maybe it's my autism that does this, you know, because I don't know. I just like seeing someone struggling to make a film and do it in the most heroic way possible. Because it's making films is difficult. No, it really is. Like when you think about like you know everything that can go wrong with making a film, and it's kind of impressive when you think about that movies even get made. And maybe it's something endearing about seeing people who don't have the means to make a film just say, you know, screw it, we're just going to make it anyway. And maybe I just find that inspiring as a person with autism. Like, you know what, I don't have the skills or the money or the connections to make a masterpiece, but damn it, we're going to make this thing. We're going to get it done. And I guess a lot of people just did it for tax write-offs. I guess there's the more egregious reasoning why some people made those low-budget films back in the day. Or a producer just wanted to score a free holiday overseas.
You're closing on Massa.
I mean, that's one way to get a free holiday. Just get a bunch of investors, run up and say, yeah, we're making a film in Las Vegas or something. Make the film during the daytime, party up at nighttime. Yeah, see, I'm just waffling about random stuff. I mean, that's what you do in Twitch streams. Like, I mean, there's not Twitch streams, it's YouTube. Yeah, video game live streams. Because, I mean, I used to frown at live streamers for never talking about video games, but now I understand why. Because, I mean, I could probably say a lot about F1 2009, but there's only so much I can say, and I don't think I can fill up, like, 2 hours of trivia about this game. I feel like if I could actually get someone who actually worked on this game to sit right next to me, I feel like I'd be able to get a really... I feel like I would be able to fill up a stream with a lot of interesting nuggets about the game's development and its history. Because, I mean, it's difficult to really find much information about F1 2009. There really isn't much information. There's a few interviews here and there, but the developers really didn't talk much about it. They weren't very open about this. Because I guess this really was just designed to fill in a production slot. Like, this game just existed because Codemasters wanted to return investment as quickly as possible. And putting an F1 game on the Wii and the PSP was doable within a short time frame. Like, I wouldn't be surprised this game was developed in, like, 6 or 9 months. Like, it's certainly... I get that impression. Like I said earlier, I think this game is solid enough. Like, it's good enough. Like, I've played much worse. Like, I feel like this game doesn't deserve the reputation it has as being a terrible game. It's certainly the weakest of Codemasters F1 games. Certainly, it's really lacking in terms of features. I mean, it doesn't have the safety car. There's no red flags. It's very bare bones. There's no co-op career modes. There's certainly no online multiplayer. But there are some cool features in this game. It does have the challenges mode. Yeah, the challenges mode. Now, the challenges mode is actually really cool because it's comprised of I think about 70 like bite-sized little missions where you have to drive through so it's really cool. So it's like 70 bite-sized challenges where you have like these special conditions where you have to quickly drive through all these posts. What the word I'm looking for? Barriers? Checkpoints. Yeah, to quickly drive to a checkpoint within the allotted time. And you also have to win races under certain conditions. Like, for example, you're stuck in the rain with slicks, and it's terrible. There's also challenges where you're scored on how diligently you tackle corners. So it's a really good mode. The challenge mode, I think, is honestly the best part of this game. I would do a live stream of that, but it'd be too long. So I thought the championship mode was ideal because I could smash this down in 2 hours. Alright, Brazil, which is like the shortest track in this season. It's a very small track, which doesn't give us a lot of opportunities for overtaking. So, I'm going to have to Bring out the big guns for this one. Go Super Saiyan. Gonna have to meditate. Prepare for the difficult race at hand. Slight overcast. Ooh, 55% chance of rain. It's overcast. So that means the track looks like London. I always fear for the day that it suddenly starts raining during one of my live streams, because when it rains in Brisbane, it rains hard. Like, it's just like the raindrops like shotgun blasts. Okay, we've got to tackle this corner diligently. Hey, that's not a bad first lap. We're doing pretty good. No penalties. The steward didn't bite my head off. We're cruising. Oh god, the particle effects. Blinding. There's no rewind in this. Actually, there's no rewind in this game. Actually, that's interesting when you think about it, like, because, you know, the Wii has this reputation of being a casual gamer's console, but this is probably one of the harder F1 games because there's no rewind. Like, you can't undo your mistakes. Like, you screw up, that's it. Like, you've got to commit to that mistake. So, probably not the best game to live stream though, because can't really concentrate that well because you're trying to entertain a crowd. Or in this case, one person. Hello. Hey. It's better than 0. Oh, I didn't tackle that corner well. Alright, let's... No, my vision. I've been blinded by the particles. The really low quality particle effects. Well, actually, it would be alpha effects, actually. Be alpha effects. What am I saying? Oh, that's pretty cool. Like, I do like the reflections on the road surfaces when they're wet. It's actually quite impressive. I know I keep going on about that, but if 10 million people can watch a video about Ride 4 with rainy conditions with wet road surfaces and get excited, I can get excited about the wet surfaces in F1 2009 on the Wii. Alright, see if we can claim number 1. We got to claim number 1 now. We've only got 2 more races left, and I think every race is going to count. Every position counts now. Can't let Jensen Button win, even though he actually did win in 2009. We're going to rewrite history. Oh no! Took that corner a bit too much oversteer on that one. Yes! Second place. Not too shabby. Yes! My man, Mark Webber. Oh no, we're losing the Drivers' Championship. Vet, how could you let us down? You let the team down. Alright, final race. Let's do this. Gonna make it count. Alright, lads. This is it. This is the final race. I'm going to pray to every god. We're putting all the balls in the pachinko machine. We're putting everything on black. We're putting the chip. The chips are down. I've never actually gambled. I've never done roulettes. Is there black? I'm pretty sure there is. I don't know. I'm not a gambling man. Gambling is dumb and stupid. See, I could bet 10 bucks on roulettes, but I could spend that 10 bucks on buying a frozen pizza. I think I'll get more satisfaction. Toilet will suffer. Alright, let's do this. Alright. It's the final count. No, I can't sing any more of the song, or else we'll get copyright strike. Alright, let's do this. Oh man, the blinding sun. Now, if this was F1 Championship Edition, you have God rays everywhere just blinding you. Oh no, the stream is buffering again. One day, lads, fiber to the premise will be rolled out in my neighborhood. And we could spring for the gigabit connection. It's a bit steep at $150 dues per year, but you know what? I'm gonna spend the big bucks and get the best internet when fiber to the premise is rolled out in my neighborhood. It's gonna be sweet. Thankfully, I only have to wait a few more months. I guess the funny thing is, if I do lose, I can just hit retry, so... I mean, if I lose, I'll just hit retry, and we'll try again. Remember what your teacher said. If you first don't succeed, try and try again. Although, that really is not applicable to the real... F1 in real life, but this is a video game, and rules were meant to be broken. Alright, let's KERS our way to the front. I'm being blinded by the Middle Eastern sun. Although it's not that different to the Australian sun. Sunlight is overrated. Stay indoors and play F1 2009 on the Wii. The sun. It's blinding. The greatest foe is the sun. Which it kind of is in real life. Unfortunately, there's no stage in this game. You know, remember when Super Mario Bros. 3, how you could destroy the sun? You need that kind of option in this game. Either way, we don't need that anymore, because we're in first place, baby. Oh yeah, we're going to claim #1 on the Drivers' Championship. And if we lose the Drivers' Championship, I'm going to blame good old Vet. That's his fault. Although he did win the 2010 Drivers' Championship, so my man, Sebastian Vettel, wait, is it Vettel? Sebastian Vettel. I mean, I gotta look up how to pronounce his name. I should have looked up the pronunciations of all the drivers' names. See, Mark Webber, That's easy to pronounce because Mark Webber was all over the news back in the day. He was the golden boy. Alright, almost at the finishing line. We're going to do it, lads. We're going to claim number 1. It's ours. I can almost taste it. The Drivers' Championship is just around the next couple of corners. I'm excited. I mean, my heart is pumping, man. I've been this exhilarated since my graduation at university. Yes, number 1. See, and then I don't deserve to graduate. Well, I wasn't doing a degree in English, so I can tell you that much. And number 1, lads, Drivers' Championship is ours. Did we get the Manufacturers' Championship? Yes! Yes, we did. Constructors' Championship. Double punch combo. Oh, we got a new helmet. Well, that's it. That's all she wrote. Alright. Alright, class is dismissed. I hope you guys all have a fabulous day, and I'll see you in the next live stream. Bye!